And I felt really good. Went for a walk with my dog, got to the office, started to put together my show, and then I just heard in the background a story about a shooting at a Charlie Kirk event. And at first I thought maybe there was just a gunshot or two at an event that he happened to be at. And then I went online and I saw a video of a bullet ripping into my friend. Because he dared to want to debate. A culture that declares a death sentence for wanting to debate is a culture that is deeply sick. A culture that sometimes it feels like it's never going to get better. And I was doing an interview today and I was asked by the host if I had any words of hope for people around the world who are seeing today's events unfold and wonder if we've just gone too far, that we can't turn back, that we're never going to get back to a place of civility where it's okay to disagree. And I was completely honest in that moment, even though in the back of my head I knew what I was supposed to do was say, yes, I have lots of hope and here's why. But the reality is, in that moment, I wasn't feeling hope. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't feeling hope. Because when something like that happens to someone like Charlie, 31 years old, not just incredibly important for a conservative movement, but a wonderful father, a wonderful husband, a wonderful friend to so many, you think in that moment, things can't get better. 3 hours talking through this on my show today, and I thought maybe I would start to feel better. And the reality is I wasn't feeling better. Even after you came on the show and you had some amazing inspirational words, but still part of me was feeling hopeless. And then I showed up today with little to no notice, not a whole lot of press. Word got out and you guys showed up. You didn't have to. And I imagine there were some of you who said, is it safe? And I asked the pastor, is it safe? And the reality is, we hope, but we don't know. Because today, the whole idea of safety has been shattered for anyone who gets up on a stage, and that was the intent. That's the intent of a political assassination, is to stop people from feeling comfortable getting on a stage and expressing their viewpoint, no matter what it is. They want all of us to think before we get up here, do you really want to pick up that microphone and risk getting shot in the head? And the reality is, it could happen. We found that out today. But the reality is also that if we're going to fix this culture, we're going to have to say, you know what, maybe it does feel a little bit scary, and maybe it does feel a little bit intimidating, but you know what, there's something greater at work here, and it's about protecting our views, protecting our values, protecting our principles, and saying enough is enough. We're not going to back down. And the only way you can silence Charlie, and they tried to today with that bullet, but the reality is that bullet did not silence Charlie. It made him louder. Yeah. It made him louder than he ever was. Because we're not going to allow that murder, that assassination, we're not going to allow it to happen in vain. And it's not just for the people up here who get to speak. It's for every single person who feels uncomfortable speaking up because, God forbid, you actually say you're a conservative in Seattle. Yeah, it kind of sucks sometimes to say that. I'm one of 17 people who actually lives in Seattle who is in fact a conservative. But the reality is, when you start talking about issues and you start debating the issues, people realize, hey, you're not not the kind of person that the media told us. You're not the Hitler, the Nazi, the fascist, and all these other things that have created this rot in our culture. We can fix disease and illness. We treat it. And so we're going to treat it with more debate, not less debate. We're going to be civil, but we're going to be passionate. Because that is what Charlie stood for, and that is what Charlie wanted. So everyone here today, please commit with me that we're not going to back down. We're not going to be silent. We're not going to be scared. We're not going to be intimidated, no matter what it is they try to do, and no matter how it is the media tries to smear us. We're going to stand up. We're going to be proud. We're going to be loud. We're going to be passionate. And we're going to stand for everything that Charlie tried to stand for.